Hey guys, my name is Miranda and welcome to Book Talk. If you've seen any of my previous videos, especially the last one about the Divergent trailer, you probably know already that I tend to cling to fandoms like a motherless monkey. When I'm in deep, and literally you cannot talk to me about anything but that. Like, I live, eat, sleep, and breathe it. There have been instances, oh I just fit, sorry, but there have been instances when my obsessions have faded. They hit hard, they hit fast, and then they're gone with the wind. Weirdly enough, it actually tends to always be TV shows. There's never been any movies or books that like I was obsessed with and then just over like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because TV shows kind of demand more out of us because it's every single week that it's easier to get lost or just like caught behind or something, so you just don't care anymore. But in my case, there have been 3 big obsessions that I was super obsessed with, and then they're gone now. I care nothing about them, and I thought that it would be prudent, like that vocabulary word, to tell you guys what those obsessions were, because I want to get your opinion if you still like these shows or not, or if you're kind of feeling how I feel and you left them behind with you know, your blankie and your braces. So first up is Vampire Diaries, which airs on the CW on Thursdays at 8. It just celebrated its 100th episode, and I was literally so obsessed with this show when it first premiered. It was like my first big young adult show. I went from literally watching Hannah Montana to Vampire Diaries, so it was a bit of a culture shock, but I was definitely obsessed with the first season. When the first season finale aired, I was live texting with my friend because I had just gotten my first ever cell phone. Oh my gosh, yeah! And we were just flipping out about it because that was like the first show that we were watched that had like the cliffhangers and that. Like, yeah, we watched Secret Life of an American Teenager. Oh my gosh, that show, don't even get me started on that. But like, that doesn't have cliffhangers, and that was the one where Catherine came back, if you guys remember that one and watched the show. And oh my gosh, I remember I was like, this is not happening. Like, oh, it was bad. It was my first experience with fandom love and how they're like drugs. I get it now. I actually bought this magazine, the Comic-Con special, and when my dad went to Comic-Con that year, I like wrote him a letter and put it in his suitcase being like, you need to get me this Vampire Diaries like door hanger. It was literally like some cheesy paper thing they put on the doors at the hotel, and it had Damon and Stefan on one side and Elena on the other. And he also got me like this giant bag. I can't even describe to you how big it is. You could literally fit a body in it. And it's literally so big, and I was like, I just wanted that. It was like, I won't ask for anything else if you just get me this. And he got it for me, and then I never did anything with it because it was so big. Maybe if I go to like the beach and I need to carry a body, I'll use it. So we'll see. But then season 2 I was really excited for, and I was so disappointed by it, and I just kind of stopped watching it. I would watch sporadically. And then season 3 I actually did get hooked back in, but I gave it up again because I got bored. So I stopped, and I haven't even watched the new season 5 yet at all. I think the problem was I'm a Stelina fan. I mean, I know that's probably going to shock people. I ship Stefan with Elena. So when she chose Damon, I was just kind of like, oh. But my relationship with Vampire Diaries is done. I was very obsessed with it, and I haven't watched the new season at all, so it's over, and I'm okay with that. The next one that I know my dad, if he watches this, is going to be like, is New Girl. Oh my gosh, I was so obsessed with New Girl. I didn't really like the first episode, but my friend loved it, and he would always talk about it at lunch, so I was like, oh, I gotta check this out again. And then I really loved it. The second half of the first season, I kind of tampered off my viewership. I didn't watch it as much. But then when the second season premiere came around, I fell in love with the show again. So I went back and rewatched the first season, and I was so obsessed with it that I put it on my birthday list, and I got it for my birthday, the season 1. But then the same thing happened with season 2. Halfway through, it all fell apart. The episodes weren't as entertaining to me, and I gave up. I think the only episode of season 2 at the end that I can remember watching was the finale, and that's just because Taylor Swift was on it, and I love Taylor Swift, so that made me really happy. You think I would be like so obsessed now that Nick and Jess are together because I love them together, but it's just, I tried watching the first episode of season 3. Did not hold my interest, and I have not watched an episode since. And I know my dad is so mad about this because I got him hooked on the show, and he doesn't watch it anymore, but like we used to watch it together, and he would always be like, did you watch New Girl yet? Do you want to watch New Girl? And I'd be like, nah, I'm over that show. And he's like, you always do this to me, Miranda. It actually happens a lot with shows that me and my dad watch. I mean, Pretty much every show on USA Network I was obsessed with. Covert Affairs, Royal Pains, Psych, and now the only one I still watch is Psych. And he was like, we used to watch these shows together, and now you get me hooked on these and then you leave. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Dad. I don't mean to, but they bore me. Oh, what's the other one? Oh, Once Upon a Time. I was obsessed with that one for like a week. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, this is the best show ever. And then I watched the next week's episode and I was like, change. And lastly, my biggest obsession, and I'm not even kidding, this is like crazy. I still have posters of this show. Oh no, I got rid of them. Oh my gosh, I don't have any posters of the show left. I used to have them, but I got rid of them. I don't remember doing that. It's Pretty Little Liars on ABC Family. I was seriously obsessed with this show the first season. I would like rush home to watch the show, and it got to the point where I was like so obsessed with it. I was like tweeting. I joined Tumblr just to like follow the Pretty Little Liar blogs. I don't like to talk about it. That's my dark phase. And it got to the point where my mom was like, I got my mom hooked on the show. Like I literally could not get enough of it. And then season 2, the show got so incredibly stupid. It picked up a little bit for season 3. But I just, and then it all fell apart. And I hate shows that treat girls like they're stupid. So I just stopped watching it. I mean, the Halloween episodes, which are usually my favorite, the last 2 seasons, I have hated them. I didn't like the 3rd season Halloween one, and this one I don't even think I watched. I think my mom watched it, but I went to go get Allegiant because it came out the same day, so I wasn't even home for that one. And my mom gets so mad because she always wants to watch it. I'm like, I don't want to watch this, and I changed the channel, and she's like, you got me obsessed with this show, and now you won't even let me watch it. Just to show you how obsessed with this show I was, I actually went to Barnes & Noble and bought this book. It's called The Rosewood Confidentiality, and it's basically, it dissects like all the characters and all the episodes of the first 2 seasons, and I spent $14.95 on this about it, and it's actually a really good book. I recommend it if you still like the series, getting it, because it has like little facts and stuff. But I'm just, the fact that I was that obsessed with it that I would go home, I feel like such a nerd showing you this. I also actually have the first 2 seasons of Pretty Little Liars. I really like the first season, so I think I'm going to keep this, but this one, ugh, I think I bought it because I was like still clinging onto the hope that maybe it'll get better, but I'm just over it. And it's like they've just had stupid storylines. I think the whole Allie storyline is stupid. How they like tease us that she had a twin this whole time, and now they're like, oh wait, she doesn't have a twin. And then I feel like the Toby storyline was really stupid when he was bad. And I feel like the Ezra storyline is like 2 seasons too late. So I don't watch it anymore. I catch it sometimes when my mom's watching it. It's just not good. I haven't watched the spin-off Ravenswood. I know it's like one of the top-rated teen shows, but it's ending soon, so woo! So I would have to watch it literally on the laptop, and I hate watching things on the laptop, so that was how obsessed I was with this show. I tend to give up on shows when my shippers break up. I mean, New Girl is like the outlier, but I tend to give up, so yeah, I guess I'm not really a loyal fan, because I know they say if you stop watching a show just because a couple breaks up or doesn't get together, that means you don't really like the show. And it's just funny, because no one wants to watch TV shows with me now because I give up on them halfway through, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC. I'm trying to get my dad to watch that. He's like, no, I'm not watching it because as soon as I start watching it, you're going to stop, and then I'm going to be stuck, like invested in the show and asking you questions, and you're going to be like, I don't even watch that show anymore, which I mean is probably true. I'm trying to be better about it. Like when I don't like shows, normally I try and like stick with them to see if they get better, but now I'm just like, done. American Horror Story. Mike, don't get mad at me because it's actually a really good show, but I don't have time to watch them, which I know is really stupid because I mean I could make time, but like I guess I'm just not that invested in it. So I read the reviews online, and then like if this episode sounds like interesting to me, I watch it. But my friend Danny got super mad at me when I told her I only watched the part with the girls, like Zoe and Madison and Kyle. Kyle's not a girl, but I skip past like with Kathy Bates' character, and sometimes I skip past Jessica Lange's character, which I know is really bad. Sorry guys, don't judge. I think it's like the author in me just finds the girls really fascinating because I've always wanted to write a book about like young teenage witches, so I find them and their storyline really fascinating. And also I love the girl who plays Zoe, I can't think of her name, Teresa Vergara or something. Whatever her name is, the girl who plays Zoe. I'm sorry I can't remember your name. But I love her fashion, and I love her acting skills, and she is definitely my favorite on the show. I love her storyline with Kyle, so yeah, I just kind of always just watch that part and fast forward past the rest. I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed right now, but not really. So are there any obsessions that you guys have that have kind of waned like me? I can't be the only one who loses interest in shows. Like, it's gotta happen, right? So leave a comment, please. Help me realize that I'm not insane. So if there are any obsessions, I definitely want to hear about them. If there are any TV shows, books, movies that you gave up on, I definitely want to hear about it. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think about Vampire Diaries, Pretty Liars, New Girl, Heart of Dixie, Once Upon all those ones I listed. Do you watch them? Do you still like them? And please don't judge me for the American Horror Story thing. It is a phenomenal show, and I recognize that, but I just don't have. I don't know. Something inside of me just can't sit down and watch it for an hour, like start to finish. Just get not bored, but I lose interest, and I'm so sorry for that. Okay, I am so sorry. Don't judge me. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now. Goodbye. I forgot to mention too that I've actually written fan fiction for Vampire Diaries, Pretty Liars, and some of the other shows I mentioned, like Nikita. So if you want to check out those stories, and try not to judge me because I mean I was an obsessed fangirl, so you know I'm actually pretty proud of my Vampire Diaries one though. I wrote a pretty good one with Caroline and Jeremy storyline. Yeah, I shipped weird things back then, but if you want to check them out, I'll put the link here if I could fit it with Windows Movie Maker, because I never know how that will work for me. And you can check it out only if you promise not to judge me, because like I said, I was not right in the head. I was a fangirl, okay? Don't judge.